All right, Shalom. Before we get started, we'll give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. We're back with another video. All right, another lesson. This is going to be in the response, the lie of Jacob's trouble. And this is from a YouTube video I saw a couple days ago. And we're going to, let me pull it up for you. All right.
Hey, put this in your ear.
Hey, the word
Right.
ye.
So this guy's name is Eli Israel. And this video was done over a year ago. It says June 10th, 2023. All right. So, it is a little old, but it's still up, and somebody may come across this video and come and have questions, And this is a narrative that's been going out, for a while now. The lie of Jacob's trouble, and you got a lot of Israelites who believe there is no Jacob's trouble. All right. You got some who believe that we've been in trouble since, we have the curses on us, and we've been in trouble since, slavery and the 70 AD. But this time that the Jacob's trouble is speaking about is gonna be like a time no other. All right, that's gonna surpass slavery, the siege of Jerusalem. All right, it's gonna surpass a lot of things that happen in history, even in secular history. World War I, II. All right, 9/11. Different things that happen. That occurred in history is gonna surpass all of that. All right, so now you go to his page. He does videos, but he doesn't have no street ministry. I believe he doesn't. And he's I think he has an African accent, but he may be a Jake. But he believes he's an Israelite. But he's this is like I said, a narrative that's been going out. The lie of Jacob's trouble, or there is no Jacob's trouble. All right, and that's people are. You want to say you can say that they don't want it to happen, but it's gonna come. All right, now I didn't watch this whole video. I watched it in like 6 minutes, so I'll play it from the beginning so you can hear. All right, I'll let it play through. I may stop it at some point, get some say some points and get some scriptures, but Lord's will you brothers and sisters out there are edified. You'll get some edification out of this. So let's get into it.
Greetings. This is
Now I'm gonna skip the intro. All right.
Trouble with another episode of Bible Truth Revealed. Today's teaching is entitled The Lie of Jacob's Trouble. That is, the lie of Jacob's trouble. Many Israelites mistakenly believe that at some point in the future, we will experience suffering like never before in a time referred to as Jacob's trouble. In other words, they think that we, the Israelites, will suffer more than our forefathers did during the transatlantic slave trade. The pale-faced people hunted our forefathers and foremothers like animals, and they raped and lynched them on a massive scale. Israelite babies were kept in cages and used as alligator bait. Our skins were used to make shoes and purses for the pale-faced people. Yet we are expected to believe that all that suffering was nothing compared to what we will supposedly experience in the time referred to as Jacob's trouble. This erroneous idea of Jacob's trouble comes from Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7.
Now, what he said is all true. Our babies were used as alligator bait. The so-called white man, which is Esau, Edom, they hunted us down. Raped, robbed, murdered our children, our women, even the men. They castrated us. It was even stories where they had, they'll tie, ropes around around us. They'll have two horses and they'll smack the horses behind and it'll split us apart. This devil, man, he's thinking about it get you angry, but this devil has to pay for that, and he is going to pay, But there's going to come a time. It's going to come a time where all that I just said is going to exceed all of that. Okay, it's going to be like a time no other, like it says in the scriptures, and we'll get it, because we're going to show you, and we're going to, we're letting you know, we're giving you the warning of the time that's coming, man. And Esau is about to come down with that great wrath, so and this is all the Lord. This is what the Lord wants, this is what the Lord says is going to happen. We're not making this up. It says it in the scriptures. This is what the Lord says is going to happen, right? So let's keep going.
In Christian and Jewish Bibles, today I will expose this false doctrine and answer the following questions. 1. What exactly is Jacob's trouble? 2. What is the true meaning of Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7? And 3. When will this prophecy be fulfilled? Question number 1. What exactly is Jacob's trouble? Jacob's trouble is a false doctrine about great suffering that will supposedly come upon the Israelites, also known as Jacob, in the last days. Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7 in the King James Version of the Christian Bible says this: Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So according to this deception, the Israelites, also known as Jacob, will experience a time of trouble like never before in history. That's the meaning of so that none is like it. This deception, like many others, comes from the corrupt Masoretic text that Christian and Jewish Bibles are translated from. On the other hand, the Septuagint, which dates back to 250 years before the invention of Christianity, does not support this false doctrine. As the Septuagint was translated hundreds of years before the Masoretic text, we can use it to discover what the Holy Scriptures actually said before the Jewish deceivers got their grubby hands on them. Question number 2. What is the true meaning of Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7? Jeremiah chapter 30 in the Christian Bible is Jeremiah chapter 37 in the Septuagint. I'll be reading from the Brenton Septuagint translation. That's Jeremiah chapter 37 verses 4 to 9. Jeremiah chapter 37 verses 4 to 9 reads thus: And these are the words which the Lord spoke concerning Israel and Judah. Thus said the Lord, Ye, meaning Israel and Judah, shall hear a sound of fear. There is fear and there is not peace. Enquire and see if a male has borne a child. So
now he's going into Septuagint and all that other stuff, but like you say, it's questions. What is Jacob's trouble? Well, Jacob's trouble is going to be a time where the Israelites, all right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to go through a time of trouble like no other. All right, having have it, pull it up here, Jeremiah 30. We're going to start at verse 4. And these are the words that the Lord, okay, Yahweh, spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. Israel is the northern kingdom, the so-called, all right, the Hispanics and Native Americans, and Judah is the southern kingdom, all right, the so-called Negroes. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear and not of peace. Speaking of Israel. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. The Lord is asking a question. All right, do men give birth to children? All right. Right? That's the question he's asking. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness, right? Which is, when your face turns pale, like your fear, you're in a state of fearing. All right, we know that men don't give birth to children, we know that, but according to this world, bugged out, right? But he says that because like a woman in travail, like she's having children or she's about to birth a child, she's screaming, she's in great pain. That's how the Lord is describing how he sees the men on the earth, because of the time that's coming, right? Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, screaming, wailing out as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Right, the word paleness. Let's look it up real quick. See what it means. Paleness, mildew, paleness, lividness, mildew, rust, paleness. This is whether a person's from fright. See, paleness. Okay, whether of persons from fright. All right. It says, or plants from drought. What does fright mean? Look up. Fright, a sudden, intense feeling of fear. Woo! Fright, all right, fearfulness, terror, horror, alarm, panic. See that? Dread, all right, uneasiness, okay, scare, shock, surprise. This is what the Lord is seeing. He's seeing terror, upon people. He's seeing horror. All right. See, we look up paleness. It says the quality of having less color in the complexion than usual, typically as a result of shock, fear, or ill health. Okay, of shock or fear. That's what it means by paleness. Let's read it one more time. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. A time of Jacob's trouble, man. A time of when the Israelites are going to go through a time of suffering like no other, a time of trouble like no other. All right. But in the he shall be saved out. Who's the he? The he are the elect. All right. You get Amos 3:1. Okay. The Lord says this. Hear this word that the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai have spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. You see that? So the Lord only knows the Israelites. So he's going to punish us for our iniquities, for our wickedness that we do. All right. That's why, Jacob's trouble is going to come. And that's going to get rid of all the 2/3, all the wicked Israelites. Let's get Zechariah. Okay, 13:8, and it reads, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Or the 2 parts of the 2/3 of Israel. All right, because America, this is where all of Israel, though not all, but the bulk. All right, the Israelites, this is where we live. All right, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are all majority. The bulk of us are in America. This is where the great deliverance is going to take place. All right, now we are scattered throughout the whole world, like the scriptures say, Deuteronomy 28. We're the sand of the sea, so we're throughout the whole world, man. But the bulk of us are in America. All right, and it's gonna 2 parts, 2/3 gonna cut off and die, man. Either within Jacob's trouble, all right, or the nuclear destruction. Because it's gonna be famines, gonna be pestilences, all right. Different things happen, race wars. Right? This is all going to come during this time. We're in those times right now. We're about to see it, So this guy, he's going off, man. All right. And let's listen a little more, see what he says.
Israel and Judah, which is the ye, is being told to inquire and see if a male has borne a child. And ask concerning the fair, wherein they, that some other people, that is not Israel and Judah. Israel and Judah is the ye that is being addressed. And Israel and Judah, ye are being told to inquire and see if a male has borne a child. wherein they, the other people, shall hold their loins. Israel and Judah.
Yeah, because you got that, people say that, Jacob trouble's for, the other nations. No. Well, they're gonna go through trouble as well. They're gonna have, the great tribulation. But the Jacob trouble's for Israel, the Israelites. All right, that's who it's for. We just read you Amos 3:1. All right, let's get Daniel now. Let's get Daniel 12:1. All right. let's get these over here that I got lined up. If I can find it, Daniel. All right, Daniel 12:1, and it reads, the time of the end. It says, and at that time shall Michael. Now, who is Michael? Michael is the archangel in heaven. All right, one of the archangels in heaven, right? And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. Who are the children of thy people? The Israelites. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered. All right, everyone that shall be found written in the book, and that's the book of life, that's the elect. All right, so it's going to be like a time no other, man. That Michael, and most likely the other angels going to have to intervene, and take care of the elect, man, to get them through. We know that the Lord is going to be he's going to be all what's the word I'm looking for? He's going to take care of his servants. All right, so. And if you cross-reference this, it goes back to Jeremiah 30. Let me see. Let's go to Salakia. Let's go back up here. There should be a time of trouble, right? Right here, see, Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. You see that? We got Matthew 24:21 lined up. Let's go to that. This says, I started 19. It says, but woe unto them that are with child, and to them that get sucked in those days. Right? That was during the time of when the siege of Jerusalem took place. But you can say it's for the times now as well. A lot of women have children. Some are gonna die off. Right? Verse 20. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of this world, nor ever shall be. You see, that's the time of Jacob's trouble is about to come, man. And then, and within that, the men of the Lord gonna be persecuted, gonna be thrown in jail, beheaded, maybe tortured even. All right, death by firing squad, and all this is gonna take place, man. Okay, so yes, Jacob's trouble is gonna come upon Israel. All right, let's get 2 Timothy 3:12. Let's read that. Okay. I'll read verse 1. It says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. What does perilous mean? In the Greek, it's the word halepos. But it says hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous. All right. Harsh, fierce, savage. All right. Through the idea of reducing the strength, difficult, i.e. dangerous. By implication, furious, fierce, perilous. So perilous times are coming. Let's look it up, actually. Perilous, full of danger or risk. All right, dangerous. Okay, hazardous, risky, unsafe, treacherous. All right. Troublesome. We know what troublesome means. Causing difficulty or annoyance. All right. So the time of it said this know also that in the last days, all right, perilous or dangerous times shall come. This is Paul writing to Timothy. All right, and he listed, the things that we will see during the last days, right? For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unfaithful, unholy. And we see these characteristics in the people, even those in the truth. All right, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. All right, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures than lovers of God. All right, the Most High, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. So we're going to see these characteristics in people. And you see it. Men are lovers of their own selves. They're covetous, they're boasters, they're proud, right? Jump down to verse 10. But it says, but thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life. All right, this is Paul. Like I said, Paul writing to Timothy. Okay. purpose, faith, long suffering, okay, charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions, which come unto me at Antioch, at Iconium, at Lystra. What persecutions I endured, but out of them all the Lord delivered me. Yeah, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution. See, so if you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, if you watch the videos, or if you're out in the highways and hedges preaching or teaching, or if you just, among the congregation, you're gonna suffer persecution. You're gonna go through that trouble. Even even Yahushai told his disciples that. John 16. All right. Because like I said, you got this narrative out there that people think there'll be no Jacob's trouble, or we've been in trouble for a long time, which that's true. All right. We got the curses on us, that we're the lowest in society. We live in the worst places. People look at us as a laughing stock. So yeah, we're in a little bit of trouble, but this is nothing compared to what's about to come. You're about to see famines. You're about to see people dying out in the streets. You about to see race wars. People getting kidnapped, or children getting kidnapped during this time. Women getting ravished. This is going to exceed all events in history, man. We speak about it, but it's going to be worse than we talk about. But where was I at? John 16 and 32. It says, "Behold, the hour cometh. Yeah, it is now come, that ye shall be scattered, every man to his own, and shall leave me alone. And yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me." All right, this means Yahushua is about to go up and be crucified, right? It says, "These things have I spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." So Yahushua even told his disciples, all right, that they're going to have tribulation. And it's the same thing for us today. All right, doesn't it say in Romans, was that 15? Yeah, 15. Let me highlight this, matter of fact. Highlight that. This is Romans 15 and 4. "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience, all right, and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." All right. So these things were written aforetime, were written of our learning. We're going to go through these same things that Yahushua, spoke about, even in the Old Testament. Jacob's trouble, we're going to go through that. All right. Let's get Second Esdras 16. All right. This is the book of Second Esdras. You can read 16 and 15. 16 and 17. All right, then I'm jumping down to verse 70. It reads, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?" This is the prophet Ezra, all right, getting these visions, all right, from Yahweh through the angel, all right. He was giving him these visions, right, of the times of the end. It says, "The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute." Famines are going to come. Plagues are going to come. There's different diseases. Like I said before, race wars, civil war, political wars. All these different things are about to take place upon this world, man. All right. It says, "But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth," which that's food, right, "that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion." You see? So these evils about to grow, man. All right, the sword. The Esau is sharpening that sword, I just did a video, a couple of days ago, that Idaho is going to, they may bring around the firing squads for next year. They say they passing a bill for firing squads. This is going to come around like in July. I believe in South Carolina, they just did that to a man. I believe he was on death row. They just put him to death by a firing squad. Matter of fact, we can look it up if we can. All right. South Carolina. Yeah, AP News. A South Carolina man executed by a firing squad is the first U.S. prisoner killed this way in 15 years. All right, a firing squad is executing Brad Keith Sigmund in South Carolina today. What to know? All right, so this was 2 weeks ago, and as you see right here, Idaho will be only state with firing squad as main execution method. So they're sharpening that sword, man. All right, Jacob's trouble is about to come, and persecution is about to arise. Verse 22: For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. Meaning, what, you're gonna see a lot of dead people just lying in the streets. You know, like a dog when it takes a shit, it just leaves it. It leaves it there. You're gonna see a lot of dead people in the streets. You know, dying from famine, from hunger, right? And there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. You see that? And you can read this whole chapter, man. It's a good chapter to go into. It speaks about the times of the end, right? This is what Ezra was seeing. I'm jumping down to verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, right, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Who's this burning wrath? That's Esau, Edom, and the other nations. All right, that's that burning wrath. All right, kindled. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you. How they gonna take away? How they gonna take away certain of you? All right, they gonna maybe come to your house, you know, or they may roll up on brothers while we preaching, you know, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach, and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place, and in the next cities, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Let's look at that word insurrection, if we can. Insurrection. So you got a lot of people out there who, you know, gonna lead you astray, and insurrection, a violent uprising against an authority or government. All right, rebellion, revolt, uprising, sedition, civil disobedience, civil disorder, anarchy, fighting in the streets. All right, coup d'etat. All right, insurgents. So a great insurrection, or, you know, persecution is going to come upon those that fear the Lord, man. And like I say, you got a lot of this narrative out there. A lot of people are doing videos and stuff like that on Jacob's Trouble saying it's not true. Right, well, we just read you a bunch of scriptures showing you that's going to happen. You know, Daniel 12:1, Jeremiah 30:7, Matthew 24:21. All right, you can read 2 Esdras 15 and the 16th chapter. You can read you can read Revelation 2:10. We're gonna get that, Lord willing. All right, Revelation 12:12, Ezekiel 21:8 through what I believe it's what, the 13, 14 verse. You know, a lot. This is about to come, man. You know, so that's why we say, you know, try the spirits. Let's finish this out and we'll get that. Verse 70 again. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall so like a little excited. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Right? Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. That's another one. Ecclesiastes 2:1. Salakia. See that? So let's get let's see if we can get this in a G&T version and read that to you. All right. This is the book of 2 Esdras 16. We read 17. Let's start there. It says, I am doomed. All right, who will rescue me in those days? Troubles will come, and many people will groan. Famine will come, and many will die. Wars will come, and the world powers will tremble. Disasters will come, and everyone will be terrified. You're gonna start seeing false flags and black swan events. The power grid may shut down. Right? What will people do when these disasters come? Famine, epidemics, troubles. and suffering are sent to punish and correct people. But in spite of all this, they will not turn away from their sins. Who's it talking about? Israelites, because they're the only ones who can sin. All right, sin is what? The transgression of the law. Who's the law given to? Israelites, right? They soon forget their punishment. The time is coming when food will be. So I can read that again. Like I said, I'm a little excited. So let me slow down. 2 Ezra 16:21 GNT. The time is coming when food will be so cheap that people will think a time of peace and plenty has arrived. That's that peace and safety, right? But then disasters will spring up everywhere. Wars, famine, and great confusion. Many people on earth will starve to death, and those who escape starvation will be killed in war, right? Their corpses will be thrown out like garbage, and there will be no one left to comfort the living. All right, the earth will be deserted and its cities demolished. You see, that's what you're about to see. Jump down to verse 70. We started at 67, 68. Yeah, 68. It says a vast amount. Let's start 67. It says, God is your judge, so fear him. Abandon your sins, put away the evil you have done, and never sin again. But you can never sin again because we're in these sinful bodies. So you're going to go off, right? Then the Most High will save you from all these disasters. But, do it to the best of your ability. You don't willfully do it, right? Verse 68, a vast mob of people is ready now to descend on you and devour you like flames. They will drag some of you off and force you to eat pagan sacrifices. But they're going to give you that sea hip. If you give in to them, they will ridicule you, mock you, and humiliate you. In many places near the cities, there will be violent persecution against those who fear the Lord. See that? And they about to come down on the men of the Lord, those who are out on the highways and hedges, on street corners preaching the word. Even if you call yourself, if you're not doing that, like I said, if you're just watching the videos, but you believe, all right? You tuning in, watching the apostles, the elders, all right? Or if you just, watching another group, but you believe, they're going to come down on you, man. The attackers will act like wild people. They will plunder and destroy without pity all those who still fear the Lord. They will turn them out of their homes and take away all their possessions. This will be the time of testing for my chosen people, and they will prove to be as pure as refined gold. And this was to Israel, the elect of Israel. Okay. Let's now get that Acts 14:22. This is what Paul said. Okay. Because we're not just gonna walk into the kingdom without going through anything, right? This is Acts 14:22, and it says, I'm gonna start at 19. And there came thither certain Jews from Antioch and Iconium, who persuaded the people and have stoned Paul, drew him out of the city, supposing he had been dead. See, he got stoned. It says, howbeit, as the disciples stood around about him, he rose up and came into the city. And the next day he departed with Barnabas to Derbe. So, he rose up, and he went on. It says, when they had preached the gospel to that city and had taught many, they returned again to Lystra, into Iconium, and Antioch, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of God. You see, in the kingdom of what? That's the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be established on the earth. So we're just not going to walk into the kingdom without going through nothing. All right, it says, enter the straight gate, right? Matthew 7:13. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. But straight is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. And we get this word straight. Let's look it up real quick. Okay, straight. And it says a narrow passage of water. No, straight's used in reference to a situation characterized by a specific, by a specified degree of trouble or difficulty. Okay. And this was quoted by Yahushua. This was also in the 7th chapter of 2nd Esdras, right? Let's get that real quick. Second Esdras 7 and 5. It says, who, so like, yeah, and 3, I said, speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and only one, Salakia, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be, Salakia, so small that there could but one man go, all right, there at once. You see, so that the entrance to the kingdom of heaven is narrow and is difficult to get to, but the way that to hell is broad. That's the way a lot of people take, which is destruction. Hell is destruction. It's not an actual place where you go and burn, but the entrance to life, to everlasting life is going to be hard, man. It's not going to be easy, and this is the path that they have to go down. If you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, let's get that Sirach or Ecclesiastes 2:1. It said, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. All right, set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in a time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So you're gonna go through that adversity, all right? You're gonna go through that fire. You gotta be tried, man. We all have to be tried. Our faith is gonna be tested, all right? And the Lord's gonna ultimately test us by that sea hip when that mark of the beast come out, when it's made mandatory, all right? And if you're gonna take it, or it says, "He that saveth his life shall lose it." Let's get that. And I wasn't even planning on bringing this out, but that's the spirit, man. All right. Was it 10? Is it Matthew 10 or 5? Let me see. Let's go to 5. Let's just look it up. Matthew, save his life. All right, Matthew or Mark. It's in all three. Let's read it. Matthew 16:25. It says, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. Yeah. It's going to come a time where that mark of the beast is going to be implemented, and you're going to have to make a decision. You're either going to listen to, you may have, if you have a family, you're going to listen to your wife, hear your kids crying because they can't eat, your wife, in your ear. You were like, man, I do got to feed my family. They got to eat. So you got to make a decision. It says, if you go, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it. So if you want to save your life, you want to continue in this world, right? You're going to lose it. You're going to be destroyed. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. If you say, no, after that, I'm going to wait on the Lord. I'm going to have faith, and I'm going to trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Which we're building up that mindset for that time. All right? It says, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. And also, we're going to be, brothers going to be beheaded, persecuted. That's that's what's coming, man. Revelation 2:10. All right? Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I'll give thee a crown of life. You see that? So you're gonna be tried, man. You're gonna suffer. You're gonna go through it. The devil is who? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You're gonna come down with that great wrath, man. All right, like it says in the Revelation 12:12. All right, that prison is what? You're gonna be going to a FEMA camp. You're gonna be tested. You're gonna be tried. They may torture certain brothers. All right, brothers gonna be beheaded for this word. So we're gonna be persecuted. You're gonna die for this word, man. All right, but it says in Revelation, what's that? Is it 13-12 or 11? Love not that life unto death. Revelation 12. And yeah, I'll start at 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. All right. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night, which is Esau Edom. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of his testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. Yeah, we put off this world, man. All right, brothers, we're not invested to this world. All right, we invested in, in this truth, bringing out, this word and going out and teaching and preaching. All right, changing our lives around, and preparing ourselves for the return of our Lord, if we're of that number, we're of the elect, Lord willing. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. His time is short. All right, so they come down to persecute, the men of the Lord. All right, those who are out on the street corners preaching the word. Okay, because they want to get rid of us. That's their plan. Their plan is to to cut off Israel, like it says in Psalms 83. These are our enemies. All right, so this guy, man, he doesn't know what's going on. He's trying to bring all these different, the Septuagint and things like that. But the scriptures are plain. If the Lord, if you have the Holy Spirit upon you, you're gonna see it. If you don't, you're not gonna see it. And it may be a time where the Lord's gonna wake up certain who may see it later on, but right now he's having blinded. But if the Lord's not dealing with you at all, you're not gonna see Jacob's trouble. You're not gonna see the mark of the beast. You're not gonna teach his name in truth and sincerity. All right. He's not dealing with you. You're not of the elect. And we're praying and hoping that we're of that number ourselves. So, this is, I just want to bring some edification now. Because like I said, this is a narrative that a lot of people are putting out there. This video may be old, 1 year ago or 2 years ago, but it's still, it's still up. And somebody may come across it. They may have questions. So I just did a video on it, to tell you that this is false. What he's preaching is false. All right. Jacob's trouble is going to happen and it's going to come. But what's it in Isaiah, the 65th chapter and the 13th verse? My servant shall eat. If you're a servant of Yahweh Bashim El Shai, you're going to eat. You're going to be taken care of, man. All right. Now, you may go through certain things. You may, you may not eat for a couple of days. That's the Lord testing you, though. Because if you're going to bow the knee to the system, or you're going to have patience, or you're going to have trust in him, man. So this is edifying, all right, to you brothers and you sisters out there, the household of faith, all right. We don't give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And the Wadi Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, we get the spirit of his lesson. Lord willing, you will edify by this lesson in this video. All right. Till next video, I'm going to say, Shalom.